This is Entrepreneurs Get Visible, the podcast for people who want more impact, influence, and income. I'm Anna Parker-Naples, and I'll be sharing with you proven methods from leading entrepreneurs that help you get visible as an authority in your field. Because anything's possible when you get visible. Today, I want to talk about the real reasons why you are hiding in your business, what that's really all about, and how you can overcome the thoughts and feelings and self-sabotage that you're doing. I see this a lot in my work. I would see this a lot in my work as a business coach. I see this a lot in my work as a podcast expert. When we come to launching somebody's show, doesn't matter how successful they are, suddenly some real fears come up for them about being heard and being exposed in all their glory. Now, when I see very, very successful 6-7 figure business owners who are very capable, they give out that impression that they've got everything sorted, and yet we see these emotional wobbles behind the scenes. It shows me and indicates to me that these are common situations. These are common issues that people have. And as you're listening today, I'd invite you to think about how this shows up for you in your own life. Some people, that decision to hide in their business is because of a fear that they need to be perfect, belief that if they can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing it at all. For other people, it is about a sense of procrastination. They are really aware that they will distract themselves again and again and again instead of showing up on social media, instead of reaching out to people, instead of going to a networking event in the good old days when we could get out and about a lot more. This shows up for people in how much they allow themselves to prioritize other things in the business beyond visibility. This is about when people will avoid situations where they're putting themselves in the spotlight. And the danger of doing that for your business is that if you aren't stepping into the arena, you aren't going to build a kick-ass reputation. You aren't going to get more and more referrals and recommendations that come to you organically. You're going to have to become very reliant on paid marketing strategies. The other issue with not showing up is that how can you be that person present in someone's mind to be recommending and referring you? How can you be present in someone's mind that you are the person who answers a particular problem and can serve in a particular way if you're not present? And we have this gift. In this day and age, we have this absolute gift of social media. And that is enhanced by the fact that we have things like podcasts and YouTube, where we can be seen and heard by the masses, but not if you're not utilizing them. And so often when I'm working with people, no matter what level of their business they're at, it comes down to some really core beliefs. Limiting beliefs is what we describe them in neurolinguistic programming, that are the main reasons why they're sabotaging. So sometimes someone will say to me, I really don't want to go live because every time I do, there's a friend from school who I knew years ago and she follows me on Facebook and she always ends up commenting. It's not really about that friend. It's not about them at all. The issue is actually with how the business owner, the entrepreneur feels about themselves. Sometimes this will show up actually in terms of someone maybe much closer than that. I don't like it when my husband sees my videos. I don't like it when my husband knows that my podcast has gone out there and I've talked about a particular subject. Often it is a sibling, a spouse, or a parent who people feel very vulnerable showing up in front of. Now, that could be because you have a difficult relationship with a parent or a sibling, or it could be because actually you have a very good and close relationship with them, but there's an element of that relationship that is very judgy and uncomfortable. No matter how much they believe that they're supporting you, actually sometimes their behaviors and actions and attitudes undermine that in your sense of self. But really the crucial thing behind this and what I wanted to talk about today is the fact that the core belief is that you're not good enough. The core belief is that you're going to be found out, that you're going to fail, that you're going to be judged. And in being judged, it's not in a fair way. You're going to be judged harshly and you're going to be found to come up short. This actually boils down to one, a limiting belief that you're not good enough, and two, a limiting belief that you will be rejected. As human beings, we all want to be loved. We all want to belong. We all want to be in the bosom of the family or the friendship group. It's a primal need. And so when you find yourself being that perfectionist or being that procrastinator, go a little bit deeper. Why am I doing these activities? What is it I'm not wanting to expose to the world? Because what's the root cause underneath it? And I do really want you to challenge this. And one of the reasons that I look in my work, I always look deeper. I always go beyond, whether we're sorting out a podcast for someone or I'm helping someone work out their strategy and the purpose of their business, why they're doing and wanting to become the go-to expert in a particular field. We always look at the impact, because when you're clear on the impact that you want to make on a very specific individual or a very specific ideal client, a particular kind of person or a particular demographic or a particular person who is struggling with a particular issue, when you're clear on how you want to affect their life, the difference that you want to make, that ripple effect, if you will, when you're clear on that impact that you can have, then suddenly putting yourself out there, suddenly stepping out of the dark where it's been a bit comfortable but feeling a bit cramped, and putting yourself in the limelight in a way that feels comfortable and committing to doing that suddenly becomes much more meaningful. So it's not about you coming into the spotlight because you are egotistical or you are a show off. It's not about it all eyes on you for the sake of you getting all of the attention. It becomes much more about the effect and the impact of your work. But the thing is, if you don't make those steps to put yourself out there, you aren't going to grow a business. And this is one of the things that I see people struggling with time and time again. And sometimes people hide because they actually don't understand the steps that would make a difference to their business. They don't actually know what to do. Or sometimes it's because of this fear factor. And it shows up, as I said, in perfectionism or procrastination. And I really urge you to go away and do some journaling, do some thinking around this. What is it that's coming up for me? Is it a particular person? Is it your mother? Is it your father? Is it your sister-in-law? It's very often someone close to us or from our past that we're actually worried about judgment from them, but it isn't about them. It's us judging ourselves that we're not good enough. And when you stop and think about the power of your work, when it reaches the masses, when it touches one life at a time and makes changes, and you are that catalyst, well, has it been worth going through that fear factor, pushing through that? Has it been worth it? And every single time, the answer will be yes. So I think this work is important. And as I'm recording this, we are right at the start of September. And lots of people are beginning to put themselves under a bit of pressure because for many people, it's a return after the summer. Maybe the children have gone back to school. It's that feeling that you have to then give it everything and show up and kind of be a bit manic. And there's an anxiety that can rise behind that. I really do urge you to go back and think about, why am I doing the work I'm doing? What's the purpose part of the work that I'm doing? And I'd be really curious who watching today notices that perfecter part or that procrastinator coming up for themselves. This is something that is so crucial, visibility and being heard by the right people that you can affect with your work is so crucial to you having a profitable, thriving business. And that's one of the things that I'm really passionate about, taking people through how to do that. That's why my podcast is called Entrepreneurs Get Visible, because when you're seen and heard in the right way by the right people, the effect of your work is limitless. One of the things we cover in my 3-day Raise Your Profile, Raise Your Prices challenge is looking at this, looking at why you're holding yourself back. What specific ways do you tell yourself that you're not enough? And what can you do? What steps can you take to quickly and rapidly step into that? So I'm hosting this challenge from the 13th of September to the 15th of September. We are going to have daily tasks, but we're also then going to have a mini masterclass each evening. When I came into the online space, I had no idea about how to reach the people. Not only not how to reach the people, but then how to monetize the important message that I had to share about visibility. I had no idea how to do that. And I always promised myself that when I'd learned how to do it, because it was so painful not being in that space, that I would come back and I would share with people, as many people as I could for free, how to get on that pathway to doing so. So that's what that challenge is all about. So if you want to sign up for that, the link is around wherever you're listening to this today or watching this today. It's www.annapn.co/raise, all in lowercase. So I hope you found this useful. I hope that you are going to be brave enough to stop hiding. And it shows up in so many different ways, even to the most confident people. They could be getting really visible with their social media posts, but they never share pictures of themselves, or they never go live, or they do it once in a blue moon and think that that's enough. Stop and think, why am I doing this? Why is this behavior showing up? What's the true fear? What's the limiting belief? And what if that limiting belief didn't have to belong to me anymore? What if that's an old story that I'm ready to step out of? I hope to see you on my challenge, 13th of September, www.annapn.co/raise. Let me know your thoughts on today. How are you hiding? How are you hiding, and what are you prepared to do about it?
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs Get Visible. To get your free checklist on how to raise your profile and to find out about our community, go to annaparkernaples.co.uk/get visible.